Oh my goodness, I haven't been on this one in a minute. Solo dolo for the next few minutes. Just wanted to get this out. My Knicks looked bad yesterday, but I'm not going to put that as the whole thing for the whole year. So one thing that we have that I think has been coming up for this past season, or in the season rather, is that they've come up small against the top of top teams. And that's a concern for me. Or at least say when all the eyes are on them. Let's just say that. Because in last week's against the Lakers, came up small. The two times we played against the Celtics, came up small. And even with Cleveland this year, when they knew that Cleveland had felt a certain way about the Knicks, came up small. That doesn't mean that they're not going to go anywhere, but that's just something that I've seen over the past time when they've been playing teams that have their eye on the Knicks or feel a certain way about the Knicks. I will say this though, they did conquer they did conquer Houston. Houston felt a little comfortable against the Knicks, but although they didn't have all their players, they did feel a little comfortable with the Knicks. But when you compare that with Detroit, they've been feeling very comfortable with the Knicks, and the Knicks have come up small in those games. But that's not the whole season. That's just the beginning. That's always a thing when March turns around. Hopefully that's the pattern that they've had over the past few seasons is that when March comes around, everything just kicks in. I'm just looking at that side. They play the Celtics and the Cavs a couple times in the March time frame. In fact, they play the Cavs later on this month, but in March I think they play them twice and in the Celtics as well. So we're going to see where this team is at when those type of teams come up to play. But overall, I can't fuss about my Knicks. Yes, they've thoroughly excelled over the past six games or so, beating teams that I didn't expect them to win. But you know, that goes one hand and out the other when they come up small. But at the end of the day, they have to make sure so they do what they got to do. It was just sad to see yesterday how small Towns and Bridges came up. Yeah, I know OG rather wasn't in the game and wasn't ready to play, and that gave Tatum a lot of comfort in his task being able to go up against Bridges. Bridges couldn't hold him, of course. He's too small for that. Bridges is more for the Browns type, and the fact that we had to keep him on Tatum for a period of time in the game, and Precious wasn't strong enough for him because he felt very comfortable going up against him. So we're gonna have to see how things will play out. But happy with my boys. This is going to be something that they come up into the All-Star game. They got two more games. I still see them as winning these next two games against Pacers and the Hawks. The Pacers have been playing pretty decent, but I don't feel intimidated by them this year's Pacers team. And then the Hawks, they've just been up and down. I don't know where they're going with this season. Since they lost their top players, they still been playing very strong, beating teams that they weren't expecting to be beaten. So we got to see what happens with that. But for OG, I want him out for the next two games. I don't want to have anything to do with him on the court. Don't pressure the dude. Let him get his healing. Let him come back next week when they're ready to start live after the All-Star break and just let him be fresh because if we can't afford to have him in any way, shape, or form, less than 100% when it comes down to coming in March. So that's how I feel about it. My team is still my team, still Golden Knicks, Harlem to MSG, signing out.